I don't know. Oh, there we are. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. I'm here with the lovely Veronika Nemeth, and she's a style coach and personal style. Be giving us tips on personal style and capsule wardrobe, and it's obviously also linked to your personal brand as well. You know, how you can make what you wear reflect your brand. So it's a really fascinating subject, which I'm sure everybody is going to have lots of questions on. I certainly do. Lovely to have you here. You're with us all the way from Milan, are you?
Yes, exactly. I'm based in Milan, so.
Oh, lovely. I hope you have got lovelier weather than us. I feel like my house is about to blow away here. It's very, very windy and very cold and miserable. But anyway, we'll dive straight in. So your business is very interesting take on personal styling, because I'm just going to read directly from your tagline. It's about empowering women to build wildly successful businesses and lives by creating confidence and an authentic and stylish personal brand. And it's a really fascinating subject about how what we wear can change how we feel and how we act. And I think we all know what it's like to kind of put a slick of red lipstick on or a pair of heels, and you know, it gives us that instant boost of confidence whenever we're going into an interview or a meeting or whatever. But kind of the whole idea behind what you do is by changing the way you dress, finding your authentic style, you can have that confidence always. Is that right?
Yeah, well, exactly. It's one of the tools that I use, obviously, because I believe that confidence and how you feel about yourself is coming from within. So it's really something that you can influence with your clothes and you can influence with your appearance, but it's something that needs to come from within. So it's really a kind of journey. I take my clients on a kind of journey where they discover their own style and discover their own confidence in a way. So they learn a lot about themselves and they kind of learn to love themselves, if that makes sense. And so we use clothes basically as a tool in order to express that beauty that everyone has within, basically. And so that we use that obviously in the end also as a tool of personal branding, but especially expressing the confidence, expressing their personality and expressing their beauty in general.
I mean, so you've obviously always loved clothes and fashion, but at what stage in your life did you realize that there is that link about what you wear and how you feel about yourself? And is there a time that kind of stands out where you made that connection?
Well, it's an interesting question because obviously, as you say, I always loved fashion, or not necessarily fashion in the classical way, but clothes and style and I don't know, getting dressed and putting outfits together. But I think the real moment when I kind of realized how much it's influencing me as well as all of us was when I moved and I kind of left my corporate job and started a total new phase of my life. So basically, I stopped wearing all the kind of classical corporate uniforms, and so I kind of enjoyed as well the freedom of dressing, which meant that I started dressing also kind of more casual, a lot more casual than what I did before, and I kind of needed to reinvent myself and needed to reinvent my own style or find my own style in a way. And so although I noticed this also in the past, it was something like it was an experience that I really that really hit me kind of, and I didn't even notice in the middle of the process like how much it influenced like how I feel about myself. But I kind of lost myself a little bit. So I was like experimenting with all different things, and in the beginning enjoying like, okay, I can do whatever I want. I can just go around with, I don't know, very casual clothes with no makeup and everything. And then after a while, I found myself like, okay, I'm not feeling confident anymore. I'm feeling kind of invisible. I feel like wherever I go, people don't even notice that I'm there. So I started again discovering like, okay, so what is it that is my real style? What is it that really expresses me, my personality, what I want and everything? And it was also going together with starting to build my own business and everything. So it was really a journey where I reinvented and rediscovered myself.
It's a really fascinating thing, because I think a lot of people will be able to understand that idea that if you were in the corporate world, you have without having a uniform, you do have a uniform. You wear it. If you're a man, you wear a suit and tie, and if you're a woman, you wear a shift dress or a kind of a suit or whatever. And it's very easy to get dressed in the morning, because you're not necessarily showing it's very hard to show your personality and who you really are, and you tend to have that kind of off-duty look and that very much office look. Whereas when you set up your own business, and it can be a little bit confusing about how to present that brand without looking overly corporate and overly formal, and showing your personality without going completely the other way, like you said that you did, going, oh my God, feeling so liberated. You're sitting around in ripped jeans and t-shirts and whatever, tracksuit bottoms. So how do you how does one find their signature style? How do you find your authentic style? I mean, how do you identify what it is?
Mm-hmm. I mean, it doesn't happen overnight, obviously. It requires a little bit of kind of soul searching as well, if that makes sense. But what I often use with my clients, I mean, I've got also like a little kind of ebook on this. And so there are several things that I created for them to find easier their style. And the first thing that you can really do is like look at your style icons, or I mean in general, people who you like, whose style inspires you, who you feel that, I don't know, who resonates with you in general, because obviously there are so many different people out there, and they don't necessarily need to be celebrities or famous people. I mean, you can look at your neighbors or your friends, or I don't know, people in general. And that is a really great touch point, like understanding what I like when I look at others. Mm-hmm. So it's already a foundation to see what are the, I don't know, recurring elements. Yeah. Exactly, a theme. Thank you. The other thing that you can do as well is look at like the eras. Like, I don't know, we look at the previous century, and kind of every 10 years, every decade, more or less, or every second decade, there was a kind of new style, a new fashion. And they are all very significant, especially in the beginning of the previous century. So if you look at like all the styles that we know, you can really identify which one you resonate with. So if you like, I don't know, the 70s vibe, all the floral things, all the, I don't know, kind of hippie feel and everything, that's again kind of theme and a kind of touch point for you to understand that and to kind of recreate that in a modern way. Yeah. So again, that is as well another thing that you can use when you want to understand what is it that you really
that is your personal, your authentic style. I mean, I don't know how the people listening feel. I mean, can you relate to that idea where I'm looking at the chat box, I should be looking at the video. Can you relate to that idea that it's very difficult when you're setting up in your business? What is your brand style going to be? What is is it going to be true to yourself? Is it going to be true to your brand? Let us know what your kind of your big thorny issues are on it, and we'll see if we can help you on it. So when you're working with a client and you're trying to find their authentic style, so you're looking for things that really kind of chime with you and really you're drawn towards, are you doing this kind of using Pinterest? I mean, what kind of tools are people doing? You kind of doing a board or something? How can you do this at home and figure it out yourself?
You can do it also at home. I mean, these things, again, are things that you can totally do also for yourself. I mean, I use a lot of, obviously, I use Pinterest a lot, and I use a lot of images in general, a lot of visual things, because that's the easiest way to really, I don't know, find images, pictures, people that you like. And that's really the first step to do, like collect things that you like. And sometimes they are like very messy. So you might like, I don't know, hippie style, and at the same time you like the really elegant corporate, I don't know, very classic and everything. So in the beginning it might be a bit of a mess as well, but that's all right. I mean, that's just really the first step, and then you can work it out from there, because then the next step is that you you start also thinking like, okay, so what is it that I like? How is my lifestyle? What I do usually? I mean, okay, that I like, I don't know, corporate attire, but do I go into the office every single morning? Do I need to dress like that? Or is there any occasion in my life where I can dress, I don't know, in a very elegant, formal way? Or am I sitting in front of my desk every day at home? So do I need to find something that is more practical for that? So the next step is really to consider your lifestyle, also your personality, like what are your hobbies? What are the things that you like to do? What do you do in your free time? Again, do you like very, I don't know, like, do you like hiking or this kind of very outdoorsy activities? Or are you rather like city girl and you like to go downtown and I don't know, you go out often in the night, or even, I don't know, these are all touch points that are also related to then identifying your personal brand in the end, because when you are creating your personal brand and your style in general, you want to include everything. You want to include what you are. So a big part of it is like what you like to do in your free time, and what are the things that ignite you in general.
How important is it to make sure that you've got your personal style in alignment with your brand? I mean, what difference does it really make?
I think it's all about, again, as I say, it's all connected. How you're dressed is influencing how you feel about yourself. And I think that the level of your authenticity is related to how much you are expressing yourself in every way possible. I mean, this is what I experience also for myself, or with myself. Like, more I am myself, also in my appearance, also with my style, also with everything that I put out there, kind of more I feel confident, and more I feel that, I don't know, that I'm getting visible, that people resonate with me, and I feel, I don't know, I feel confident sharing my message as well. So it's all about, I think, how credible you are as well, in a way, because again, you feel yourself, you feel that you are you,
Yeah.
and so people resonate with you more. So I think it's related with how you feel.
I think it's a bit like if you feel like you need to be wearing the whole, like, I'm very uncomfortable in dresses. Whenever I wear a dress, I feel quite elegant, but I never feel totally comfortable. I never feel totally myself. I'm never going to be the type of person to wear a pair of heels and a dress to work. I'm much more comfortable in jeans, and I'm much more myself. And it's kind of moving away from those kind of what you think is what you have to wear, to what actually is okay to wear. Obviously, if it's not okay to wear jeans, but there are other ways, to get that casual, relaxed approach while looking businesslike. Do you understand?
Exactly, absolutely. I mean, that's the thing, that obviously there are dress codes and there are certain occasions where you need to look smart, or you need to be elegant, or I don't know, but you can still keep your style while looking elegant. And I think that's the core of it, because as you say as well, you're not going to feel yourself if you are wearing a uniform. Because it will always feel like a uniform, like, I have to wear this for this occasion. I don't know, I'm doing a Facebook Live, so I'm going to dress up in a certain way, but that's not me. I think it's never really going to work. And especially for Facebook Lives or videos in general, it's really important to feel great about yourself, and show that this is you, and show the real you.
Because one of the things that you say to your clients is feel good before you look good. So, before you even start thinking about what clothes you're going to wear, you have to work on your own body image. And I mean, how do you do that with your clients? What are the common things that you would do?
One of the things that is always that we always do, no matter what, is working, or kind of releasing all the stories that we tell ourselves. There are so many things. Again, we open a whole big topic of mindset, but we all have some issues with ourselves. There are things that we don't like about ourselves, or there are things that we are afraid that others don't like about us. And so oftentimes these things are coming from really, I don't know, from our childhood. Oftentimes, like, I don't know, things like, I don't like my legs. A lot of women, I don't know how, a lot of women they don't like their knees, their legs. I don't know how many of my clients, seriously, it's a kind of recurring thing. And 90% of them have beautiful legs, and there's no reason for them to, I don't know, hide it and cover it. But many women think that they need to kind of hide their legs. And most of the times there is something really back in their childhood. Like once someone told them like something about their legs, or really, I don't know, really, really small thing that they don't even remember. And then when we start digging a little deeper, it comes up, and it's kind of something that influences their entire life, obviously, because then it changes how they dress, and it changes how they feel about themselves. So again, it's all about releasing the stories, and this is something that everyone kind of needs, and everyone kind of has these kind of stories.
I think that's so true. I think that's something that every woman can relate to. Someone says something in passing, or a brother or someone like that about you being a little bit cuddly or something like that, and it just stays in your head, and you think, well, I can't wear this, or I can't wear that. And it takes a lot of confidence to break out of those kind of rhythms you get into and what you can and can't wear. I have friends who just would never, ever, ever show their legs, never wear a pair of shorts, and yet they've got fantastic legs, but they've just got it in their heads that they don't. And I just think it's such a common thing. So so that is obviously something that comes up a lot with your clients. So what would you do next, and what would be the next stage of the kind of developing your style? We've kind of talked about mindset and how important it is. I mean, what would be the next step then?
So the next step would be, once we get clear on what it is that we want to achieve, that is usually not exactly the same where we are right now. So then we kind of start building that up. And the first step of this is really to look at their wardrobe. So we go down to the practical part of it, because our wardrobe as well has so many things that maybe are, I don't know, related to emotions, or related to, I don't know, memories we hold. I don't know, we keep the t-shirt from 1996 because of who knows what, and all these sort of things. So the next step is really kind of decluttering. So first we declutter the mind, and then we declutter physically the wardrobe, and we start getting rid of all the things that are not serving us anymore for different reasons. Because again, then there are all these things that we just hold on to because of emotions, because of memories, or all these kind of things. But at the same time, there are things that simply just don't fit us anymore, or they are not flattering anymore, or
they make you feel bad because you know that you got into them for 5 years, things like that.
Exactly. So obviously there are a lot of things that we just cannot wear anymore, or maybe we just don't want to. I mean, maybe we just got bored of them, or I don't know, it's not our style anymore.
So what's your, if we're going to go home, we're going to open our wardrobes this evening, of course, and we're going to look at them and we're going to declutter them. What are your criteria? What are you going to get rid of? What are you going to keep?
It really depends. Again, in this phase, everything that we built up so far, like considering their personality, their business, their goals, their lifestyle, everything. So we need to consider that as well. But the first thing that needs to go, I think, is really all these emotional attachments, kind of. So things that we hold on to just because one day it was a nice, I don't know, memory to wear them. And then the second one is really everything that is not flattering. That is usually quite a big part of everyone's wardrobe as well.
Yeah, but I think we know they're not flattering, but we keep them for some odd reason that you know that instantly you're putting it on and you think, gosh, I don't feel good, but yet we just keep putting them back in rather than putting them to charity or passing them to somebody else who would love them. It's a common thing, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that it's also a practical thing. Like, it's taking up a lot of space. So you don't even see oftentimes what you have. And one of the reasons why you don't wear all your clothes is because you don't know that they exist.
Yeah.
There are all these things that you don't wear for a million reasons. And so you don't even see the things that could work for you, because it's all like, I don't know.
Would you advise doing this with a friend or on your own, or, you know, how are you? Because I think, you know, do we just know? We know when something makes us feel good or something doesn't, or is it better to have somebody like a sounding board who can kind of advise you?
Mm-hmm. I think it really depends. Honestly, before starting my business, I did this many times with my friends. I think that was probably the kind of spark for me to start this business. But I think you cannot always find a friend who is really objective. So it can be great, but it can also work against you, because sometimes you just put on a dress, you feel great about it, and you think that it works, and then there is a friend who thinks that it doesn't work, and maybe she's not right, maybe you are not right either, but then you will be influenced. And
it's more about what it makes you feel, isn't it, rather than what anybody else thinks.
Yeah.
So when you're trying on your wardrobe, assuming it fits, what should you be thinking when you're trying it on? What questions should you be asking yourself when you're trying to edit your wardrobe and decide whether it's, you know, a keeper or a in the bin?
Mm-hmm. Well, obviously, first of all, how it makes you feel. I think that is really the core. But at the same time, you want to also look at all the details, like look at the fit, like how does it fit, whether the shoulders fit, whether the waist fits where it needs to fit, whether, I don't know, whether it's too tight, whether it's too short or too long, whether it's also, for example, whether it's the right color. Colors have a huge influence on how we feel as well, how others perceive us, and also how it makes us look. Like, for example, if you are wearing the right colors, our face, our complexion, and everything changes. So it's important to find the right colors as well. So maybe there is a dress that is flattering in terms of cut and in terms of fit, but the color is terrible.
Because it can make you look drained, can't it? You know, depending.
Exactly. And so I'm not saying that this is the first thing to consider, but this is definitely something to consider as well. Because we can help with makeup, and obviously it's not the end of the world if it's not the perfect color. But on the other hand, it can change a lot. Like, especially if you are not a big fan of makeup, or you just use a little mascara and very few makeup, then it's really helpful to wear the right colors, because then it really brightens up your face. So also that.
Okay, so once you've decluttered your wardrobe, and you've got you know, you've decided what you're going to keep, I think a lot of people thinking, you know, about finding your authentic style, it's a bit, you think to yourself financially, you think, how I can't afford to overhaul my wardrobe. I mean, is it necessary to? I mean, obviously it depends how good you were before at choosing things that suited you, but, you know, are there ways of easing it in, you know, that doesn't involve going out with a massive shopping list? I mean, how can you start injecting that signature style straight away?
Again, the shopping really depends on, as you said, how many things you already have that work for you. But the best way to start, in my opinion, is really to start with like accessories, I don't know, small things. So that maybe finding the right mix and match, working with the things that you have left basically in your wardrobe, maybe adding a few items that are a little more interesting, that are really more, I don't know, that pop more, and especially focusing on accessories in the beginning. Accessories change your whole look in an instant. It's something that adds a lot of personality to your look, and it's quite easy as well to play around with. So if you find the right, I don't know, statement necklace, for example, then you can use it with very many things. You can use it with dresses, with, I don't know, blouses, even with just simple t-shirts and everything, and it will add a lot of personality, and it kind of completes your look. So if we don't want to spend a lot, then we can start playing around with accessories.
I'm just seeing we've got a comment here from Angeli. Oh, Angeli. It says, my dress sense style is changeable, often with my mood. For years, my work wardrobe was a sea of black and grey, but I have started to experiment and incorporate more colour into my wardrobe. And honestly, wearing brighter colours definitely helped to raise my vibration, and I feel really positive. And I think that's definitely true, actually. I often get stuck into the rut of constantly wearing black and grey. I love grey. I wear grey often, far too often. But then whenever I put on, I've got a cobalt blue jumper, you find that, it just does lift your mood. You feel better. And I think it's so important. And black is a very versatile and brilliant thing to have in your wardrobe. But I think it's, I don't know what you think on the subject, but I think it is important not to forget about color. Do you agree?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that, I believe that capsule wardrobe, although a lot of people say that you just need to have like all these very neutral basic colors, that how you can mix and match everything, I don't believe in that. I believe that colors are necessary, and you can build a capsule wardrobe based on colors as well. And I think that colors are important, especially because we feel better. It kind of brightens us up, and then obviously people perceive us in a different way as well. So we can play a lot with colors. Like if we want to be seen, and I don't know, if we want to communicate power, then that's the moment to wear red. I mean, for example, politicians often, when they are delivering an important speech where they want to be very authoritative and very kind of strong, they often wear red tie. While if it's a speech about, I don't know, peace, about something, I don't know, friendlier, then they often wear blue tie. So color is really something that
and subtle messaging.
Yeah.
Is it quite interesting what Angeli said about how her dress sense and style is quite changeable with her mood? Because if you're thinking about presenting your style in terms of your brand, how consistent do you have to be, when you're running a business and you're trying to, brand yourself in with your business? How consistent do you have to be with your style? I mean, or is it a matter of just finding themes that you can have running through to keep it?
I think it's more about, again, there are different situations that require different kind of dress codes. So if there is an occasion where you need to be more elegant, you can keep your style but be more elegant. And the same applies like when you are doing a webinar online, then obviously you kind of want to dress up more. While when you are just, when we are just doing a quick check-in on Facebook, like a quick Facebook Live, you are maybe just at home working on your computer. But the important is to kind of tie all the different situations together, so have some sort of consistency, so create like a cohesive appearance no matter what the occasion is. So you can show your style casually, formally, and in all the different situations. So you can maybe play around more with colors when you are more casual, use brighter colors and more, popping colors. While when you are doing something more formal kind of, then you might want to stay on the neutral side. But what I do for myself, for example, is I think that in general, people kind of identify my style no matter what kind of situation it is. So I can post a picture, walking around in the city, or do a Facebook Live, and you will see the same theme. So what I do a lot, I play around with colors as well. So I kind of incorporate my brand colors also into my wardrobe.
Oh, that's interesting.
So that is,
Is there, I'm sure it's not as cut and dried as this, but is there kind of like a 3 or 4 different styles that, everyone would fit into that category, or is it not as simple as that?
Again, there are all these main style categories that everyone uses, but I don't really like boxes personally. So I don't really like to put people into boxes. So when I work with clients, I don't really tell them like, this is your style, because it's not necessarily just one box. I mean, you can be classical, or you can be romantic, or you can be, I don't know, edgy, but that doesn't mean that that's the only thing that you can do. I mean, usually our style is a mix of like, there is one main element and like two other smaller parts. So maybe you can be classical, but maybe you like some floral patterns that is a bit more romantic. So it's part of your style as well. And maybe you like, I don't know, some extreme things, like extreme accessories. So there is a bit of edgy as well. Yeah. So again, personally, I don't really categorize people like that.
Because everyone's so unique anyway that you're going to have elements of everything. So, okay. So if you were going to think about your wardrobe, you're thinking about the different ways that you're going to create a capsule wardrobe. I mean, are you thinking, right, I've got these situations, these 4 situations that I have, these 4 different, I've got to find one outfit for each of them. And how does it work? How do you build a capsule wardrobe?
Mm-hmm. The first thing that I always consider, again, the situation. What kind of situations are they? So let's say you have your own business, and then you wanna have some outfits for photo shoots. You wanna have some outfits for Facebook Lives, and you wanna have some outfits also for your, I don't know, normal life and for casual situations. Then you want to find some pieces, some items that work for all these situations. So some basics that you can play around with and that you can use, I don't know, in any kind of situation, depending on how you match. So for example, a white shirt that can work with, I don't know, with jeans and with sneakers, that can work with even with a dress, like underneath a simple sheep dress, or I don't know, with a skirt, with pants. So again, first of all, identify the situations, then understand what are the pieces, what are the items that can work for all situations. And ideally, what I always recommend my clients to find things that they can match with at least 5 other things in their wardrobe.
Right.
Because otherwise, if you buy something that works only with one thing, then it's kind of like just taking space, and you will not be able to utilize it properly. And that's not what we want when building a capsule wardrobe.
Okay. And is there a kind of a set number of things that you need in a capsule wardrobe? And is it kind of like you need 5 items that will work, you know, or how do you scale it?
Again, I wouldn't say that there is a set number. I know that a lot of people say that you have to have, I don't know, 36 or 52 or whatever number of items in your capsule wardrobe. But I think it's really, really personal. It depends what you are using your wardrobe for, what kind of situations there are in your life. What my basic rule is, and the most important rule, is really to find items that match with at least 5 other things. So I start always with basics and then build things around that. And the basics need to be things that match with a lot of other things. And then I usually play around with accessories and things that you like to change maybe more often as well, that give that touch, that personality, that kind of finishes the look and the wardrobe in general.
So that's because I think it's Chanel who said, you know, style is fashion is style remains is the same forever. That's right. but you know, is that how you are going to have that nod towards what's in fashion by your accessories? So you have the kind of classic basis of your wardrobe, but if you are the type of person who likes to be keeping on top of trends rather than investing in like a £300 coat, which is just like absolutely bang on for the season, it's about investing in accessories instead, you know, that's a bit cheaper.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it depends obviously on your budget. And for example, a coat is something that is a longer term investment, for example. But items that you change often, like, I don't know, tops and even in trousers in general, you can change them often. You can buy them in Zara or even in high street stores. While if you play around with accessories, again, bag as well, or I don't know, like jewelry or scarves, or I don't know, anything that is like detail, belts, that is a really, really great way to keep your budget down and I don't know, under control, and at the same time it as many times as you feel that you want to keep up with fashion as well.
It's talking about your style and being in keeping with your brand, and when you have an online business as well, they don't just see you, like if you're going into the office, they always see you in office mode and they don't see you outside of office mode. But when you have an online business, you know, people are going to see you on a Facebook Live where you're going to be fairly casual, maybe a bit more casual, or on the hop, or you know, they're not always going to see you in a formal kind of maybe client and customer setting. So you have to know how you can make even your more professional. I mean, can you be casual and professional?
Yes, I mean, I think that especially if you are running your business online, you need to show a little bit of, I don't know, behind the scenes kind of. So you want to show your whole image. That doesn't mean that you want to, I don't know, come out from the back and right away go live. But at the same time, I think it's important to, in order to connect and especially to connect with your audience, it's important to show your real self. That includes maybe being a little more casual, and that includes just, I don't know, showing real life situations. That means that you are showing your real life style as well. So that's why I think it's important to kind of build the style, so that whenever this happens, whenever you take a picture or whatever, you are showing the same. Because I think that it can be also, I mean, when you see, for example, a profile picture on Facebook, and it's really, really professional and everything is very put together, and then next time you see them, for example, going live, and you don't even recognize the same person, I think it's not really the right message that you want to send. So it's more about like consistency. You can be casual, and your style can be casual, and your business can be, I don't know, your business values and your business image can be casual, but at the same time, it's all about keeping it consistent.
And how do you keep on top of it? But how do you keep on top of what you're supposed to be wearing with what? Because I'm definitely the kind of person that will go out and buy lots of new clothes and be very excited about how wonderful I'm now going to look, and then I open my wardrobe and I've forgotten, I just don't know how to do it, and it's just a massive headache, and I still don't have anything to wear. I mean, what do you do? Take photographs of outfits, and you know, what are your kind of top tips on how to keep on top of it and always never have that situation where you don't know what to wear?
What I do for myself, and what I do also with but I have my clients to do for themselves as well, is, I mean, I like to change my wardrobe in every season. So like physically as well, like reorganize my wardrobe. And whenever I do that, I try the things on. So the first thing to do, now we are going into spring, hopefully, so that we are changing. Yeah, exactly. We are changing our wardrobe. So when you are reorganizing your wardrobe, try the things on. So, I mean, for me personally, oftentimes I don't even remember what I used last summer or last spring. It was 1 year ago. So I know that I have the clothes, and I just don't remember what I did with them. And maybe I remember what I don't want to do the same. So what I usually do is I try them on, and I kind of play around with outfits. It maybe takes a little time, but then it saves a lot of time in the future, because then you play around with outfits, and whenever you like an outfit, you take a selfie or you take a picture in general of yourself, so that this way you can create a lookbook for yourself. So you do it like you take maybe 1 day or half a day every season. But then for the next 3-4 months, you're covered, and you got the outfits kind of ready. You can do it also in other ways, like you can write it down or whatever, but I think it's really the easiest way. Like take selfies, even in Yeah, and then you can create like a folder on your phone so that you know that, I don't know, these are spring outfits. And so whenever you are lost and you don't know what to wear, then you just go there and then
just think of the minutes it's going to save you in the morning, just to, you know, sitting down and do that. Just got a question from Lindsay saying, are there a few basic items that everybody should have? Like, for example, people say a little black dress. I mean, should everyone have a little bit black dress in their wardrobe? What do you think?
Well, I think that again, there are items that everyone could have. I'm not saying everyone should have, but again, for example, the little big black dress is something that usually looks nice on everyone, and there are a million versions, so you can find your style within the little black dress market, and that is something that is really, really versatile. The same goes for, I don't know, in general, jeans. Everyone kind of should have a pair of jeans because it's something really, really versatile. You can find your style. You can find a million versions. I don't know, skinny, straight, ribbed, I don't know, dark wash, whatever. Then also like a white shirt, for example. These are all very classical items, but these are things that you can always wear and mix in a really versatile way with other things, and wear them in a casual way, or wear them maybe also in a more elegant way. In general, I think what every woman should have, more than these basics, is, for example, a nice bag, like one nice bag that is like, I don't know, it's kind of like a statement bag. Or one nice pair of shoes. Like whenever you want to feel confident and look great and really make an appearance, then you know that you can wear the shoes. And they don't necessarily need to be, I mean, they can be anything, but something that makes you feel like, okay, I'm here.
Does it have to be stilettos?
Exactly. Stilettos are great, but again, they don't have to be stilettos.
Yeah, they just have to be shoes that make you feel good and are in keeping with your true style, which, you know, maybe a nice pair of, you know, leopard skin loafers, I don't know, that might be your style, and that makes you feel good.
Exactly. And something that, again, whenever you put them on, they are comfortable. And in this case, I would say I'm usually not necessarily a big fan of like spending a lot of money, because that's not going to make you feel great. But if you are talking about investment pieces, I think a nice pair of shoes can be one of that. And again, a nice bag as well can be one of that too, because it's something that, I don't know, kind of makes a statement as well.
Yeah. And I think another thing, I don't know how you ladies listening feel, I always, you know, it's all very well saying, okay, right, I need a white shirt and I need a good pair of jeans or whatever. But then it's always, whenever I look at people and think you look fantastic, it's all in the details, all in the styling. I mean, is it a matter of going on Pinterest and following a few people who you know, or, you know, Googling white shirt styling on Pinterest? You know, how do you learn to do that kind of thing? Because that's something I think would make a massive difference to how you feel. But it's a bit of an art, isn't it? How do you learn to do that?
Well, it's a great question. I don't know. I think that you can learn everything with practice in general. I mean, so you can learn this as well, but I think it requires a lot of practice. So you kind of want to start small. And as you say, everything, I mean, the devil is in the details. And really what makes clothes become outfits is really the details, all the accessories, all the little, I don't know, details that, for example, if you're wearing a floral top and it has a tiny little, I don't know, dots in a purple color, then your accessories, I don't know, bring back that purple as well. And so it kind of creates this harmony that then you don't understand that that's the detail that you love about an outfit, but then that's going to make it more memorable. So I don't know. Now you got me with this question, because I don't know how to to learn it from.
There's no straight. I think you know, you can take inspiration from how other, you know, what other people are doing though. I mean, is there anyone, because we've talked a lot about branding, the way you dress with your business, and is there anyone that you can think of that we could all think of that does it quite well, you know, who's very good at kind of keeping their personal style in alignment with their business brand.
I think a lot of women that we all know, probably, like Marie Forleo, for example. I think she's really careful with her personal brand and in general with how she appears, and she's really consistent also with her style, and we see her in really many different outfits. But that doesn't mean that she changes her style. So she's one of them. I think also Oprah, for example, she has a really consistent style, and again, also she changes. I mean, she's not always in the same kind of outfits, but at the same time, she's really consistent in her appearance.
Is it in the colors they use? I mean, what is it that kind of is this running thread? You know, like for example, Marie Forleo, what is it that, you know, sums up her style, whether she is casual walking down the street, you know, doing a quick video, or whether she is actually doing a formal kind of presentation? I mean, what is it that runs through?
I think for her, for example, she's quite classical, but at least there is one detail, or there is always some details that make her look very modern. So she's not very out there. She's not very, I don't know, crazy with her outfits, but I would say like a modern classical. So she kind of keeps up with the trends, but not too much. And so no matter where she goes, she kind of carries that simple elegance, I would say. And so, yeah.
And Raymond has just asked, who are your style icons?
Well, I really love Grace Kelly, for example. I really love Audrey Hepburn. Well, I love Chanel as well.
So it's very classic elegance, you know. Would you say that's your style?
Yes, definitely. I love Kate Middleton actually as well a lot.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's one of my I don't know, modern day style icon for sure.
Really? That's fascinating. The other thing is, I was reading actually one of your blog posts about, you know, how these subtle switches can make such a difference, and you're writing that you because I think one of the traps that you can fall in if you work from home, or you are actually always behind a computer and nobody's actually seeing you, is that you can slip into that kind of t-shirt and jeans and trainers type look and not think that it matters. And you wrote a blog post about how you'd gone to a cafe to sit and just do a bit of work, and you just had a little think, and you put a nice necklace on, a nice blouse on, and it led to a business opportunity for you. I mean, so what is it about the little switches? I mean, they're very subtle, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's again, it can be the same in real life and also online as well. So I think it's just looking put together no matter what, and it doesn't need to be anything special, but kind of looking put together and just paying attention to the details. And for example, for me, oftentimes people think that I'm much younger than what I am, and so it's a kind of thing that is, I need to consider this. That is can be a good thing, but sometimes it can also work against me. So I need to consider whenever I get dressed. I like to dress also casually, but I want to always make sure that I don't look like I don't know, like a university student or whatever, so that people know that I don't know, they might not know my age, but they know that at least I'm not a student anymore. So I think it's really, again, going back to the details, maybe putting that nice accessory, nice jewelry that kind of expresses that personality and expresses that I don't know, expresses your values in general and your style.
Kind of show that you mean business even if you are off duty, you know.
Exactly.
We had another question. What one thing can a woman do today to upgrade her style?
Again, I think that the first thing to do is really to make sure that you are wearing the clothes that fit, because so many women are not even maybe sure what fits, but I mean, like in terms of size, that is really the basics, like making sure that you are wearing the, I don't know, wearing the right fit, not too big, not too small. It doesn't show too much. It doesn't show too few. It's not too long. It's not too, I don't know. For example, pants. It's not nice to see if you have a nice pair of pants, but they are too long, then it kind of ruins your whole look. So I think the first step to do in order to being more stylish is to making sure that everything is like well tailored and fits.
I think also, I think what a lot of us do is we don't want to buy the size up, even though it fits us better, because in our head, oh, I'm not that size. I'm not a size 12. I'm not size 14. But in reality, nobody knows what number is inside your top. But it makes you look so much better when you are wearing fitting clothes, isn't it?
Exactly. And I think it makes you look much more put together. That's
and much more groomed.
Exactly.
Brilliant. What other questions do people? We've got just about 5 minutes or so more. Does anyone else have any burning questions about style, about how to put together a capsule wardrobe, about dressing for business and looking like you mean business, and but also keeping your personality? So do ask questions. We've just got Veronika just for a couple more minutes. So we need to mention, of course, you've got a freebie available for our listeners as well.
Yeah, actually at the moment I've got 2 freebies available.
Brilliant.
I've got one that is like the one that I normally have. It's, I don't know, do you want me to put the link, or I don't know?
Yeah, I can. Yeah, you can maybe. Yeah, do you want to type it in? And
yeah, I can
do
that.
See it?
So it's like a chic sheet, I call.
Brilliant.
So it includes all the tips for you. I mean, things that we talked about basically today, for you to keep in mind when building a wardrobe and when getting dressed in general. And actually, I have another one as well. I'm just trying to copy it, but for some reason my computer is not cooperating.
Or I can type it directly in.
It's stylecoachmilano.com / your ultimate chic sheet. There are hyphens though.
Oh, your hyphen ultimate.
Let me try if, but I think I've got it. So this is really like, I don't know, just tips what you can do today in order to look and feel more confident and more stylish.
Well, that sounds amazing.
And I've got another one that is all about finding your style and all the things that we talked about basically today. It's kind of like an ebook. I'm going to try to copy that as well. That I made available just last week, and it's going to be available for another like a week or so. It's something that, I'm sorry, but I'm trying to copy it, and for some reason it's not working. Okay. Okay. So it's something that again it's just temporary.
Okay. So we need to download it now.
Exactly.
Or never.
Because then in the future I'm going to create like a little program out of it. So it's going to be available again for another week or so, and it's like a whole process of helping you to find your style. So each points, what I mentioned also today, are in there, and there is a little explanation to each points what you can do today with your wardrobe, and how you can identify your style, and how you can basically create that image and personal brand that then helps you also in order to succeed in business.
And that's going to be a paid for thing later down the line.
So, exactly.
Brilliant.
So it's
get it now. Brilliant. And we've also just put up on the screen, it's Veronika Female Society Facebook group. So do join that, because you put kind of regular tips in there, don't you?
Yeah, I also do like weekly Facebook lives there. So where I always talk about different topics. Some of them are related to my blogs, but some of them are not. And so that is not available anywhere else. So
Brilliant.
if you want to have, like, I don't know, tips and obviously join me live, then ask your questions, then that's the place to be.
That's great. Brilliant. Thank you so much. There's been so much useful advice in here. I'm definitely going to be clearing out my wardrobe this weekend and having a rethink, and I'm sure a lot of people are as well. Thank you so much. It's been
Thank
so
you
lovely
very much for having me.
Do go to Veronika's page and download her freebies, because they're not going to be here long. So do it now before they go. Grab them now before they're gone, and join her Facebook group. And thank you so much, and thanks so much for all your questions, ladies. It's been lovely chatting. It's next up, we're going to have a little break until 4:30, just to enable all you ladies who've got to do the school run to go out and do that. I've got to go and do that in a minute as well myself. And it's going to be Raimonda and Hallie up at 4:30, and then at 5:45 it's Raimonda and Yvonne. So thank you so much, Veronika. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
It's been so lovely chatting. Take care, and we'll speak soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.